probably have enough time to watch. Okay, let's look at Hero's video. We'll take a look at Hero's video, and then I've got something on Scottish Axe Girl that I think will actually be good. But we'll take a look at this about because 4chan already said 4chan already sent. We saw the video where 4chan already sent the UK a message saying, if you try and force us to give up information, we will cite you in court because we're an American company, not a UK company, and you can go fuck yourself. So it looks like UK said, well, okay. We don't care. We are the government. We are the party. And 4chan said, cool, hold my beer.
Last week, we talked about 4chan's official response to the UK's Office of Communications, where it seemed like Ofcom was trying to censor 4chan. 4chan responded, but now they're taking it even further by bringing forth litigation against UK's Office of Communications, of course, aka that being Ofcom. As you can see right here on screen too, we've got the official legal document. But before we get to this, let's have a really quick recap on the first response that 4chan made, because one, it was hilarious. Two, for anyone who may have missed it, this should just take about a minute. So Bjorn and Storm, the attorneys representing 4chan, had said, according to press reports, the UK Office of Communication, aka Ofcom, has issued a provisional notice under the Online Safety Act alleging a contravention by 4chan and indicating an intention to impose a penalty of £20,000 plus daily penalties thereafter. 4chan is a United States company incorporated in Delaware with no establishment, assets, or operations in the UK. Any attempt to impose or enforce a penalty against 4chan will be resisted in U.S. federal court. American businesses do not surrender their First Amendment rights because a foreign bureaucrat sends them an email. Under settled principles of U.S. law, American courts will not enforce foreign penal fines or censorship codes. If necessary, we will seek appropriate relief in U.S. federal court to confirm these principles. United States federal authorities have been briefed on this matter. The Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, was reportedly warned by the White House to cease targeting Americans with UK censorship codes, according to reporting in the Telegraph on July 30th. This is true. Despite these warnings, Ofcom continues its illegal campaign of harassment against American technology firms. A political solution to this matter is urgently required, and that solution must come from the highest levels of American government. We call on the Trump administration to invoke all diplomatic and legal levers available to the United States to protect American companies from extraterritorial censorship mandates. Our client reserves all rights. Indeed, Ofcom has been going after many U.S. companies, also including Rumble, where Rumble issued this email in response, which was also hilarious, which reads, Dear Redacted, thank you for your follow-up email. Rumble has not finally determined whether the Online Safety Act applies to us, but we're inclined at this point in time to think that it does not. We do not have a significant number of online users in the UK, nor is the UK a target market for us. And while Rumble is capable of being accessed by UK users, we do not believe there is a material risk of significant harm to UK users of Rumble. As such, we do not believe that a call is necessary.
And unfortunately, I've got to say, Rumble doesn't have a significant number of users, period. Honestly. It's one reason why I stopped posting on Rumble is because they don't really have a big user base. They're trying to compete with YouTube, and they just are not making it work, unfortunately.
At this time. Kind regards, Redacted. So presumably Ofcom wanted to
It is still funny, absolutely, yes.
Rumble here and kind of like threaten them probably to bow down to what they're demanding Rumble to do. And they're just like, nah, we don't believe a call is necessary. Kind regards, by the way.
Well, Jack, it's not that not simply that Rumble is too small and high now by. It's not that Rumble is too small, it's that it's too laden with bots. Rumble is absolutely thick with bots. Every video I ever posted on Rumble, usually the only comments I would get on the video were from bots. So that is a problem, is that it is just thick with bots, and it is just not a viable platform for anybody that's serious about using it as a promotional site like with YouTube.
One last thing I want to show you really quick, because again, this is freaking hilarious and just makes Ofcom look so bad. And then we'll get to 4chan's response where they're now bringing forth litigation against Ofcom. But on top of Ofcom trying to censor US-based companies, they were also begging YouTube to help them. Begging YouTube to boost UK media. Like, we'll just read these bullet points really quick.
They want the UK wants YouTube to basically front page only UK stuff on its platform. That is what they want in YouTube to do. It's just when you open up YouTube in the UK, or if you're opening up from a UK IP, they want your homepage to be nothing but UK stuff, and that's it. They're basically trying to not obstruct per se, but to obfuscate. No, actually, suppress. They're trying to suppress content from outside of the UK showing up on people's feed on YouTube. They want it to all be UK based, probably UK government or the party broadcast stuff. That's what they're trying to push for.
Headline from BBC: UK broadcasters need urgent boost from YouTube. Look at this. Again, we're just going to read this part. Ofcom urges YouTube to boost the visibility of UK public service media to protect its future. Children now watch far more on YouTube than public service broadcasters, including the BBC, ITV, and Channel 4. The system is now under serious threat, warns the media regulator, that being Ofcom.
Yeah, well, sounds like a you problem, UK. If children are watching far more on YouTube than public service broadcasters, maybe that's because what you're putting out on your stuff sucks ass. That's a you problem, not a YouTube problem.
Highlighting financial and audience challenges. Only about 20% of YouTube content viewed in the UK is actually made in the UK. They're like literally begging YouTube to freaking promote their media. It's just so funny. They're trying to like threaten YouTube and other US companies while simultaneously also begging YouTube for help, man. That's Ofcom for you. All right, that takes us back over to 4chan is suing the UK government over their speech laws. The opening is quite something. Here we go. Plaintiffs 4chan Community Support LLC and Lolcow LLC, through their undersigned counsel, allege and say as follows for their complaint against defendant Ofcom. So Kiwi Farms is also being represented here, as you can see.
There's the Kiwi Farms thing you were talking about.
The internet is a global system of communication between computer servers located in data centers around the world. Despite the internet's global reach, it is more or less universally acknowledged that the internet is predominantly an American innovation built by American citizens, residents, and companies, and that the United States has the largest and most thriving technology sector of any G7 member state. 2, foreign governments.
You know what, Anubis? I was wondering about that. I saw the Lolcow and I was wondering, like, is this like, are we talking Keemstar Lolcow podcast? That's interesting that Keemstar, like Kiwi Farms I could see. I'm kind of curious why Lolcow is jumping in on this. Like, how, Keemstar's Lolcow is not its own platform. It uses YouTube as its platform. Unless, did Keemstar create his own platform like Pepperbox? Because if he has, I'm completely unfamiliar with it. So it does surprise me if this is actually Keemstar Lolcow, why he's getting in on this. Unless it's for the fucking lulz, I mean.
Particularly those in Europe, which have not managed to build technology sectors of their own, have for the past half decade or more sought to control the American internet and hobble American competitiveness through a range of legislative and non-legislative initiatives. These foreign governments have threatened American and other non-European entrepreneurs. Excuse me. I was like checking out to see if I was blocking this. I'm blocking a little bit. I'm sorry.
Well, no, Anubis, I have no doubt that he LLC'd the podcast. I don't doubt that for a moment. I'm just wondering why he would be involved in this lawsuit, given that Lolcow is on YouTube. It's not its own platform. Whereas 4chan and Kiwi Farms are their own platforms. And so I could see them, like, because the UK is wanting information, and then if they fail to comply, fines. But Lolcow doesn't have any information to give up to Ofcom. And that's why I'm so confused. Lolcow is just a podcast, so it has no information to disseminate. And that's why I'm kind of like confused why, if it is Keemstar's Lolcow, why would he be involved in the lawsuit? That's all.
I tell you what, I'll just like eliminate myself for a second. These foreign governments have threatened American and other non-European entrepreneurs with a wide range of coercive threats, including fines, arrest, and imprisonment for
That's true,
engaging
Steve.
in
It might
conduct
not
which
be,
is
but I haven't
perfectly
heard of
lawful
any
in territories
locale
where their
LLC.
websites are based. And then we've got more info from the official managing partner for Bjorn and Storm. Check it out. He says, on behalf of our clients, 4chan and Kiwi Farms, the law firms of Bjorn and Storm and Coleman Law Firm have today filed a federal lawsuit against the UK Office of Communications, aka Ofcom, in DC federal court. Preston Bjorn of Bjorn and Storm PC, counsel for the plaintiffs, said, American citizens do not surrender our constitutional rights just because Ofcom sends us an email. In the face of these unlawful foreign demands, our clients have bravely chosen to assert their constitutional rights. The UK Online Safety Act is a brazen attempt by a foreign country to hobble American competitiveness and suffocate American freedom by exporting the UK censorship laws to our shores. If foreign countries feel like
Hey, really, Leo? So Lolcow is behind Kiwi Farms. So Lolcow LLC is basically the company that it is basically the LLC that Kiwi Farms operates under. Okay, cool. Well, we've got that mystery taken care of.
exporting the UK censorship laws to our shores. If foreign countries feel like bullying Americans, that is their prerogative. The First Amendment bar is prepared to hail any foreign censor into federal court at any time to defend any American. Ronald Coleman of the Coleman Law Firm PC, counsel for the plaintiffs, said, with this action, our clients defend the free speech rights of every American. Foreign interference of the type seen in this case is precisely what the First Amendment is meant to protect against. We have asked the court to confirm that Ofcom has no authority to impose or enforce unconstitutional UK laws on American soil.
America, fuck yeah! I was just waiting for it to end so I could do that.
Bro, Ofcom is going to be so freaking mad. And then we've got the full complaint right here, which is 22 pages long. And guys, I've read thousands of legal pages before during the VIX stuff, but I've read them on stream. I don't really feel like reading 22 pages off stream doing this, and I don't really stream anymore either. But, like, it'd be cool to get back into it one day. My point is I'm making excuses for why I don't want to read 22 pages right now in a video. However, we'll at least take a look at the last section here, Prayer for Relief, as this outlines what Kiwi Farms and 4chan want. They say, wherefore plaintiffs respectfully request that this court enter judgment in their favor and against defendant and grant the following relief. A declaration that Ofcom's attempts to serve process on the plaintiffs were improper and invalid. A permanent injunction prohibiting Ofcom from issuing any further orders or demands to the plaintiffs without proper service through the US-UK Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty or other proper international legal process. A declaration that Ofcom's orders and demands are unenforceable in the United States as inconsistent with the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments to the United States Constitution, the Speech Act, the Communications Decency Act, and U.S. public policy. A permanent injunction prohibiting Ofcom from enforcing or attempting to enforce the Online Safety Act against the plaintiffs in the United States, and such other and further relief as the courts deems just and proper.
These two are what count. These two right here. This is fucking 4chan and Kiwi Farms are leading the fucking charge against the UK in keeping the UK censorship laws out of US soil. Who would have thought that 4chan and Kiwi Farms were leading us? Because what this says, if they win their court case on this, this actually says that this is basically demanding that the court of law in the United States, kick mods if you please, the court that they're wanting the United States courts to basically make a ruling that says what the UK's trying to do is against the First Amendment and is a violation of not only the First but the Fourth and Fifth Amendments, and that it's going to basically blanket cover as precedent for any company or any person in the United States to receive censorship from, or for the UK to be able to demand censorship from them. So it's 4chan and Kiwi Farms, not the United States government, that is that is basically trying to set the legal precedent for American court system to tell the UK government, fuck you. Stay the fuck off of our soil with your censorship bullshit. Who would have thought it would have been 4chan and Kiwi Farms at the forefront of this before even the United States government? Fucking based 4chan and Kiwi Farms. Hell yeah.
Proper. Excuse me, that's court, not courts. But anyways, this section is particularly interesting.
Thank you for the follow.
Right here. A declaration that Ofcom's orders and demands are unenforceable in the United States, as that seems like it could set a legal precedent or reinforce current precedent against Ofcom and make it nigh impossible for them to go after other US-based companies over the UK's Online Safety Act, like we're seeing already. Now, of course, there's already a bunch of issues with Ofcom trying to do this in the first place, but I'm just saying, like, this seems like it could be another huge blow against Ofcom. Now, let's hop back over to Preston Bieran's Twitter account, because there was a bit more that he had to say. He says, I add, Ofcom gave our client 4chan a deadline to respond to their letters. The deadline passed yesterday. This lawsuit is our client's response. To be clear, I love the UK. I spent 15 years of my life there. Virtually all of my friends are there. I hope to go back one day. But the UK has gone off the rails in the last 25 years. I can be more effective as a UK free speech activist from the USA.
That says something. That absolutely says something. That someone, I don't know if Preston Byrne was born and raised in the UK or not. The fact that he's saying he can be a more effective UK free speech activist from the US than within the UK itself tells you just how much the UK is trying to censor people standing up against the government. That tells you just how fucking bad it has gotten it. That the only way to fight for free speech in the UK is from outside of the UK. That's pretty fucking bad. This is the kind of thing that revolutions are born from.
My gosh, isn't that a sad state of affairs in the UK, man? I know a lot of people there are not happy with what's going on either. And lastly, Preston says, indeed. At one point, I was eligible for indefinite leave to remain, pathway to a passport. I declined to pursue it because I considered that too much of a risk to my personal freedom. The intervening years have shown that my instincts on that point were right. And I'll leave it there.
Hey, so he was American born and was in the UK for some time, maybe on a work visa or something. And he said no because you know what? I mean, that's kind of the same for me. I guess I live in Canada. I'm a permanent resident in Canada. But I haven't applied for citizenship. And I still fully retain my US citizenship, my US passport. It's kind of for the same reason, honestly.
The intervening years have shown that my instincts on that point were right. And I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. If you enjoyed my coverage, please also consider liking and or subscribing. It helps out greatly. And it's hilarious how much the Online Safety Act has backfired against Ofcom so far, as it's being reported that kids in the UK are using VPNs more than ever now. Like, the Online Safety Act actually just caused them to use more VPNs, which is something Ofcom really didn't want to happen and has already been upset about.
Way matter, I know there are sofas that I could crash out on. You forget I have family in the US. I have places to go in the US if I need to. But thank you for the offer.
And on top of that, they're being laughed at all across the world and now also being sued by American companies. So yeah, once again, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'll see you there and in the next one.
Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. 4chan and Kiwi Farms. What was considered basically for some time the quote unquote dregs of society, dregs of the internet, because let's face it, 4chan and Kiwi Farms were kind of considered the dregs of the internet. Or the ones that are at the forefront of fighting against fighting back against the UK from the United States. How about that?